Mummy BS5 the game. It wasn't my lucky day. 30 minutes later and I was sitting there in my boxers with only my submarine left on the board. Jane on the other hand had only lost 2 of her ships and given up her socks. Still, if I could sink one more ship before she beat me, she would have to give in. I made my move. B6. Miss, Jane replied smiling. A7, she countered. Miss. E7, I tried. Hit, Jane looked suddenly less sure of herself. G8, Jane ventured. Shoot. She had found my sub, 2 more hits and I was done, and I had no idea what size ship I had hit found on her board. For all I know it's her battleship, this was not going to end well. Hit, I responded, placing the red pin into my sub. Oh well, might as well go out fighting. E8, I said hopefully. Hit, Jane said looking slightly concerned. H8. Hit, I responded. This was it, 1 more hit and it was all over. E9, I said, resigned to my soon-to-be fate. Hit, Jane paused then continued, and you just sank my cruiser. Jane reached for the bottom of her shirt and started to pull it over her head. Wait! I exclaimed, stopping her. An idea suddenly came to my mind. What, it's not like you haven't seen me before, Jane said. I know, I replied, it's just, this game is obviously over and I'm about to lose. You're most likely going to have me finished at your next turn, how about a bet? I knew Jane couldn't resist a bet. What did you have in mind? She asked. Give me 1 more move before you finish me off, I explained. If I don't hit any of your ships you won't have to take anything else off. I'll even give you your socks back. But I continued, if I make hit on any of your remaining ships I get to choose what you take off next. You get just 1 try. Jane said, thinking it over, fine, 1 try, make your move. I thought carefully. This was it. All or nothing. A9, I said, keeping my fingers crossed. Jane's face was blank. Had this been poker she could have had the perfect bluff. Hit, she finally responded, so what's it going to be? I thought it over but I had already stopped her from taking her shirt off, so what would the point be? She must be desperate, I thought. I briefly considered giving in, at least I would get to see those cute little breasts. But no, I had come this far. Jane was blushing furiously as she stood before me in just her t-shirt and a pink goodnight with butterflies on the front. She quickly sat back down cross-legged and leaned forward, trying to hide her embarrassing state as much as possible. I8, she said, quickly taking her turn. Hit, I replied, and without hesitation stood up and removed my boxers. You sank my submarine. Jane eyed me from head to toe, stopping midway. She noticed my current condition. She quipped, it looks like I didn't quite sink your submarine after all. With that her embarrassment was quickly forgotten as she broke into laughter. I laughed back, both at her joke and in relief that she wasn't mad. It was one of those times when a joke seems funnier than it really is. I laughed. Jane laughed harder. I laughed some more. Jane kept on laughing. Soon we were both in fits on the floor with tears in our eyes. How about a movie, Jane said between bouts of laughter. We could watch Hunt for Red October. With that the laughter resumed. Oh my word, Jane suddenly exclaimed and leapt up and ran out of the room. I followed her and found she had run into the hallway bathroom. Are you okay? I asked through the door. Not really, Jane's tone had changed, she was no longer laughing. The door cracked and then slowly opened. What am I going to do now? Jane's voice trembled. I looked down. There Jane stood still in just a t-shirt and goodnight, which was now completely soaked.